All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast. I'm your host, and with me, of course, is Katie and Kyle. Katie, we'll start with you. How's your recovery?
It's okay. Could be better, could be worse. That's how it
But
goes.
you're recovering.
Yes.
Okay,
So
good.
are we
Slowly.
talking about the wrist or the meth addiction?
Well,
Here's something. Nah, I don't want to offend anybody. I was just gonna
okay.
say I'm really weird about teeth, so I would never do math.
Oh, fair enough.
No, that's a good point. Actually, very good point. I agree about the teeth thing. That is, yeah. It's teeth for meth and then glass for the cheeks for what's the one? A crystal meth. That's crystal meth. Did you know the crystal meth? They get glass comes out of their cheeks. All
I
right.
thought they were the same thing. I didn't even know they were
Maybe they are.
different.
Well,
Okay.
I guess they are the same things. As you can tell, I'm a drug.
Yeah, we're connoisseurs over here.
Yes. Okay. I'm excited. We've got. Oh, Kyle. Kyle, how's your wrist? Is your wrist recovering?
Yeah, it's as good as it's ever been.
Overuse,
Good.
perhaps? Is that what
Yes,
you were alluding
yeah.
to?
I kind of set that one up a little bit.
I'm in a weekly physio. I have to keep
Mm-hmm.
certain regular motions for it in order for it to stay strong.
All right, good. All right, let's get rock and roll. And Katie, we got some lively engagement from the YouTubes, and we got one from our. Well, I'll save it. First, let's talk about the YouTube comments.
All right, eccentric views. Mr. Gino says it would be great to have a little story arc for little Marie, where in the end she redeems herself. I can't remember if the work print included that. Spoiler alert if it does. I always appreciate it when they cast the same characters. I'm not a fan when they replace them, like when they swapped Ron Moss as Ridge Forrester. Who's that?
I did not get that reference, and I meant to Google it. I had so much to prep for this show in a
Oh,
good
sorry,
way.
Gino. We're disappointing you.
Well, it must be an Australian show. Maybe it could be an Australian show. I don't
Wait,
recognize the characters' names or anything.
I don't get it. Like he's talking about little Marie, the character, and redeeming herself. But
He
we
was
kind of
it was two topics, I think, in the same. There's two different topics in the same comment.
well, okay. Well,
Oh,
let's look at Rocky Balboa. We see little Marie later on, right?
Oh, sorry, my
And
bad.
then
You're right.
like like she's not doing the best when he sees her, but if she's not around a burning trash barrel, right? And she's working at Rocky's restaurant, and she's like a responsible, like normal adult. Like, come on, Gino, like, what do you want from her?
Okay, but I didn't get the reference that he made afterwards, so I should.
He
You
okay,
got it?
he's an American actor, musician, singer-songwriter, member of the band Player, best known for portraying Ridge Forrester, the dynamic fashion magnate of the CBS soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful. He's a pretty man. His bone, oof, I'm really into nice bone structure and he's gorgeous. Or he was. I don't
Gino,
know.
that what? That is your reference
The Bold and the
regarding the
Beautiful.
little. But okay. Wow, that is crazy. I mean, I would suspect those long-running soap operas, they have probably done tons of recasting a character because those shows go on forever. I would assume,
Mhm.
but anyways, that's what they call in the business a deep pull. All right,
Mhm.
thank you, Gino. All right, and thank you for always listening, Gino. We appreciate your support, of course. Oh, and regarding my Blu-ray update, I know the Canada Postal Service was on strike for almost a month. It's now almost a month since the Christmas break. I'm a little confused why I haven't gotten it yet. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm getting a little nervous.
God, okay, Brian, there is something I think
I
you have like a blacklist on your house for getting
Yeah, I
things
know.
delivered.
I know it's ridiculous. Well, I did get the Rocky coloring book, so stuff
It's
has
true.
made its way. But yeah, I will keep you posted on the postal situation. Okay.
Then we have one from at Keith Williams. Hi, greetings from the UK. Hope you all had a great Christmas and a brilliant start to 2025. Your podcast is absolutely brilliant. Keith and my son Christopher both listen to your son. Keith and my son Christopher both listen to your show, and he would love it if you could give him a shout out. It would make his day keep punching. I wonder
Wow.
if this is maybe his wife posting then.
No, I think it's a father son. I think because
Oh,
the username's Keith. At least the YouTube
yeah, and then
username.
it just says Keith and my son. So is he referring to either way? Shout out to Keith and Christopher. Thank you for listening from the UK.
That's awesome. Thanks, Christopher. Christopher, keep punching. Yeah, I wonder how old Christopher is. is he Robert's age in the movie? I wonder. Yeah. Let us know how your if I was gonna make a bad Italian butt joke. It doesn't make sense. It's so stupid. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Kyle, do you want to give a shout out to Christopher?
Oh, yes. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Keith. You're right.
Oh, yeah. Let's start doing our British accents. My British accent always turns into an Australian accent for some reason.
I'm not very good, but I do adore the use of brilliant that the Brits
That's
do.
true.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, love it.
I don't know if our
Love
show's
it.
brilliant. I think it means something different in the UK than
Yeah,
it
yeah,
does in North
yeah.
America, because brilliant
But-
here means smart, intelligent.
Well, yeah, brilliant here is it's just like really good. Like actually, when I first went to the UK, when I went through customs, I had like my visa and stuff because I was going to be living there for a bit. And the lady just opened it and stamped it. She's like, brilliant. And that's it.
Right.
And then I got in. So that's like my first encounter with the word brilliant in the UK. Like, that's the first thing anyone ever said to me while I was there was brilliant.
So I'll accept it. I'm going to use the North America version that we're smart, intelligent,
Mhm.
amazing. But I think in the UK it just means, pretty good. All right.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think more, not like all right, cool. It's like, oh, that's really cool. Like that's like some enthusiasm there. Not
Oh, a little bit of
Mm.
enthusiasm.
Chill.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We have a Spotify comment from Patrick Walters. I don't know.
But
was this-
before you get into that, so this is interesting. It happens every
Mm.
now and then. It's like, we don't get very many, but yes, if you listen to the show via Spotify, which some of our listeners do, you can leave comments on the Spotify app. So it comes. I get to see them on my, because I'm the YouTube or whatever. Sorry, the podcast host person. So this comment came up like, oh, I forgot about that. So every now and then you get comments on Spotify. So if you're a Spotify user, leave us a comment there too. It's cool. Okay.
He says, loved the episode. I have a question. Have you reached out to Elizabeth Peters to be on the podcast?
She plays Jewel.
Also, Jewel's accent reminds me of the girl in the bar in Rocky Balboa. My wife and I love the podcast and listen to all your jokes, insights, and other tidbits in this Rocky universe. Thanks for the comment.
Who
Yeah,
was that
have you
from
reached
again?
out? Patrick Walters.
Okay. So he said him and his wife listen. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so Patrick, now I did do some research. Great suggestion, by the way, to reach out to Elizabeth. Was it Peters?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's Elizabeth with an S. FYI.
Okay. So I did do some research on her, and I've done it before. When we did the Going the Distance podcast, I did the same type of research to see what their IMDb is, what kind of films they've been in. And she's only done 2 films.
When she was young.
She Devil with Roseanne Barr.
And Meryl Streep.
Yes, right. And she played, I think, Roseanne's daughter in that film. That was the year prior to Rocky V. So Rocky V was her second film. But it's weird. Then that was it.
That's a pretty big role she landed for like having done one film.
Yeah, 2 films. And both were there with a Meryl Streep and a Stallone film back to back. So it's kind of weird. I wonder if something happened. So I would love to talk to her about this. So I did some research. And you podcast sleuths out there, help me out. You want to help me out? Help me out. So I'm gonna show you something, guys. She goes. So I went to IMDb, only the 2 films. Then in the IMDb bio or trivia, she goes by another name. She can go by another name, whether it's a maiden name, married name, I don't know. She goes by Elizabeth Fenstermaker. According
Well,
to
that'd be
IMDb.
easier to find than Peters.
Agreed. So I Googled Elizabeth Fenstermaker, and the only thing I could find was a website, and it's a person who is in the arts. It's a LinkedIn website. I got into the website. I'm going to show you guys the website. And there is a picture of Liz. She goes by Liz. And I want you to tell me the age is correct. Like the age of this person looks about how she would be aged 30 years later now. 40s, late 30s, early 40s right now. I want you to tell me if this is her. Because if it is, there's a LinkedIn contact information. I think if I log on with Google, I can reach out to her. So I just don't want to reach out to her if it's not her. But here
Why not? Just be like, hey, are you this person? If so,
yeah. So here is the website.
Sure.
And I'm I'm going to zoom in on the picture here to see if you think that's her. What do you think?
Could be.
She
I
still
know.
has a pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was muted. It's hard to like face alone. I don't know, but I did note she had a good quality of hair.
Yeah, the
30 years
hair's
ago.
there. The hair's
And
there.
she still, I mean, it maybe needs a mask and to be trimmed, but it's still pretty good quality.
That's the only picture I could find, and this is her website. Oops, sorry, let me go back. So this, I was hoping it would say something like, I was in a film, da da da. But she goes, I'm an arts advocate, writer, teacher, and theater maker. So she's definitely still doing theater and art. She goes on to say, I'm a believer in what arts education pioneer Maxine Green called wide awakeness and alert, open stance towards the world around us. Da, da. So she does art and theater. She's done direction and stuff like that.
Does it say where she lives? Like
No,
where?
nothing. This is it.
Okay.
Just a couple like stuff regarding theater that she directed or was a part of, and then here's her contact here, and you click on it. You then have to sign in with your Google because it's LinkedIn. So I am going to reach out. Yeah, that's it. I know. I thought that was interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll reach out, but do you think that might be her? It looks kind of like her 30 years later. Like it could be her, but it's hard to tell sometimes.
I think there's 75 or more % chance it's her.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll just say, hey, this is going to be crazy. Da da da. I run a Rocky podcast. Are you the actress that played Jewel? If so, we'd love to talk to you. But yeah, if not, well, good luck on whatever you're doing out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go. What was next? That was it for comments. So let's go into trivia. Ready? These are some
No, sounds like it's going to be a tough one.
Okay. Well, this one you'll get for sure. Everyone should get this. Though you didn't get the last joke.
That's what you said last time. So I don't know.
No, because it's another joke. Remember the Madame Foot? This is another joke.
Okay.
But you should get this one. So finish the joke. Finish the joke.
This is the cows one, I bet.
No, that was part 2. Remember? So this is part 5. So that wouldn't be in part 5. Okay. Knock knock. Who's there?
No, cows isn't part.
Oh, I don't even know what joke you're referring to.
Cows in part 2 when Rocky said, "Let's get out of this place right now." When he's helped with the feed, and he goes, "Why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work."
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the joke. Finish the joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Tuna fish. Tuna fish who? So what is the answer to tuna fish who? What is the answer that Rocky gives his son? Okay. You're both writing frantically, which tells me you know the answer. Okay. Here's the first tough one, I thought. For me, I'm always bad when it comes to colors. That's why I'm worried. But Katie is usually pretty good with colors. What colors are Tommy's robe for the championship fight?
Well, I got the shorts wrong, but I'm assuming
this is the robe. So
okay.
Right. Who gave?
Oh, sorry, I got distracted. I was thinking about a conversation I had with a coworker about this joke, and they explained to me why it's wrong. And I mentioned it to you guys.
It is wrong.
And I was trying to remember what her reasoning was, but I can't remember. And I was thinking of that so hard, I did not even register what the second question was. I apologize.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to hear why they said it was wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and look it up. I'm gonna have to get on my Teams on my phone.
I think it's just a play on words. It's not supposed to be logically correct. I think
they could have chosen a different instrument.
It's not like the correct form of that kind of joke, and I never realized it until she said it. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay,
I'll wait for that to come up in the actual episode, in the actual show. But sorry, could you just repeat the second question?
Yeah, sure. It reminds me of last episode when I was talking about something and Katie was totally distracted because she's still answering the question in her head.
I was trying to think of a name.
Yeah. All right. What colors? So I guess it's more than one. What colors are Tommy's robe for the championship fight?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you the reasoning for my answer, but I don't want to say that because then you guys might get it. But
Mm-hmm.
who gave Tommy his car? Paulie.
It's Adrian. She really liked Tommy a lot, and she's like, you know what? We're gonna take out a loan, and we're gonna get you this car just because we love you so much.
No, they could have given him the Trans Am, but they probably had to sell that in the.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing better than I thought. So maybe there's just 2 questions that will be tough because this
Mhm.
next one I think might be tough. How many pounds does Union Cane weigh?
Oh, I
Ooh.
usually remember weights too, but I just so don't care
We
about
could
that
do-
fight.
I'm happy to do with closest to the actual weight, over or under, doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, okay.
just mathematically, who's the closest, we'll give the point to.
I think that's a good idea.
This is just a wild guess. No
Yeah,
idea.
mine too. Mine's a wild guess.
Union Cane's weight.
Yeah. Lastly, who says, well, this ain't no pie eating contest. All right. So 2 for sure, maybe 3. And if I win the weight, I might get 4. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. I think that. Oh, this is. Yeah, I was actually thinking when I was putting together the Ryan recut or whatever Rocky 5 cut, guys. This is going to be a long season. I hope you guys are okay with that. If you want to tap out, retire, I understand. But it's just interesting.
Why would you say that?
Well, I don't know because I feel bad because I always I carry guilt. Kyle understands the guilt I carry as a human. Like I'm always feeling. I was raised with shame and guilt, and so. Anytime I feel like I don't know, anytime I feel like I do something wrong, I have an overwhelming sense of shame or guilt. Well, because it's just gonna be a lot of episodes because it's gonna take us forever to get through this film. Because the workers print, we might be able to tackle the training montage. As you know, a training montage is usually a whole episode. We maybe will start it but not finish it. So we might not. That's all I'm saying. So if we can just start it, but we don't have to finish it. Here's a tease. After the training montage on the work print, they totally did, like, it's out of order. Certain things I'll explain it when we get there, but they actually filmed. It's kind of cool. Well, what I'm saying is, we see the actual scenes play out like they weren't in the montage. So there's things like with them playing with the speed bag or whatever it is that they put in the montage with the music over top of it. We actually see those scenes just being filmed like they weren't going to be in a montage in the work print. So it's kind of fascinating.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I'm excited. Hey, I just want to go the distance to prove that I'm not just some bum from the podcast network.
Well, we have a long way to go for that. All right, so here we go. Right into kicks off right away. We're now.
Oh, Ryan, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt.
Wow.
Were we supposed to? Were we going to do? UK Dave's.
I knew there was something. You're right, and I actually came totally prepared for that. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, let me just minimize that window. Yes, UK Dave. We're going to do the next 3 actor suggestions / whatever that you brought up.
Oh, can I bring up something quickly before that?
Yeah,
victory for the show. I was talking to a friend of mine. I hadn't seen her in a long time, and I was telling her that I do the podcast, and she has never seen Rocky before.
Oh,
but she has started listening to the show. She has started listening to the first episode. So
weird.
How old is she?
40.
Like approximately, would you say?
She's 40.
Oh, so she's not like a 20-year-old, but okay. Well, I can't wait to hear what she thinks.
Yeah, she said she liked the first one, so I don't know if she'll keep listening, but
oh, I mean of the movie. Is she gonna watch the movie?
I mean, I don't know. Hopefully.
I don't care what she thinks of the movie. I just want her to like her podcast. Who cares about the movie?
But I feel like
I want her on the Patreon.
Right. I feel like this podcast would not be very fun for someone who hasn't seen it.
I swear we've had some listeners who hadn't seen the movies, didn't we? I swear that's happened, but I could be wrong. They were almost watching the movie with us while we're doing the show. Okay. All right. So the first one we had, let me just look at the message. If you have the message in front of you, maybe you could. I've got too many tabs open. Katie, do you want to run the?
Said,
So this is from you. So just remind our listeners, UK Dave a while back sent us. Gino actually commented on this on our YouTube. Goes, you can't redo or recast Rocky. To all those people, no offense, Gino, because I'm sure he's not the only one. This is called a thought experiment. This is called a what if. It's not happening. Don't worry. The sacred ground of Rocky will not be altered. We're just having fun with the universe where this, no matter how much you hate the idea, this is happening, and we're going to do what we think is the best version or talk about the casting choices. So UK Dave played that game with himself on a late night work shift, and he's now sending us his ideas, and we're going to shite on them and give our. And I actually have, what do you call it? Replacements. I did some research. So okay, let's go. That was a terrible setup. I apologize, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so Katie, do you have the names in front of you? Because I got too many tabs open. Okay.
Yeah, I was taking a clip of something so that I can send it to you in case you need it. Okay, he says for Apollo, Daniel Kaluuya. I thought it was Kaluuya. He was like in Get Out.
Get Out? Yeah. Good actor. Great actor.
Kaluuya. Great actor. I thought it was Kalula, but either way, him. He is a great actor.
For Apollo. Okay.
For Apollo. I have thoughts. What do you guys think?
I have thoughts too. Great actor. It's a no for me though.
Exactly. Same. He not for Apollo, but love him as an actor.
Now, are you willing to do a little bit of Googling? I'll give you my my replacement for him.
Here, I'm going to send you here's mine. So you can show it in case.
Okay.
Like I put it should I put it in this chat?
Oh. Actually, that works. That works. So you sent me, what's this guy's name? Did you get the same guy I picked?
His name is Bobby J. Thompson, and Bobby is spelled really stupidly. Sorry, Bobby. It's BOBB' J. Thompson, and I sent you his picture.
That's a crime. It's a crime to just make your child spell their name like that.
Yeah, I agree. Unless he did it to be different, but Ryan, that's my pick. I sent you
no, it's great. It's
screenshot if you want to show it, and then I'll look up yours.
Okay, Kyle, did you have any yeses or no regarding Donald Glover though?
No, it's not Donald Glover. It's Daniel Kaluuya.
Sorry,
I don't know him. I don't know him, so I
look him up.
Okay, so Dan, and how do you spell the last name?
It's Kal, and then Google should probably bring it up.
Oh, okay. Trying to see what's he in.
Get Out is what I know him from, but he's in a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I don't
There's
think
Katie's pick
Out.
For. Sorry, we're all over the place. This is gonna be a fun edit.
Sorry,
it's okay. I always make it work. My editing magic will make it work. I apologize to our live watchers. Okay.
So this is why I haven't seen him in anything. So
that's gonna be hard.
I can't tell you. I'm just gonna give a neutral response. Like I don't know enough to say yes or no. He doesn't look bad though. Like he looks like he could play the part maybe, but
he could bulk up, but he is not an athletic, muscular person.
Right. No. Good actor.
Daniel.
Okay. So first one.
Okay. For a second, I was like looking at the guy in the screen. I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
Sorry. The Bobby is an athletic. He looks like a boxer. Whereas Daniel, he's just like a regular.
Yeah.
He's not
it's like, they kind of like they bulked up. Well, like they bulked up Will Smith big time to play Muhammad Ali. Like I was surprised.
He already had a muscular
Will Smith
build.
He was real skinny though. Like he had to put on some weight to become.
He did. Daniel just is not. He's not trying to play athletes, and therefore his body is not at all athletic looking. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But you're right.
Okay.
So listeners, my pick is Bobby J. Thompson. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see him here. What do you guys think of my pick? Anyone?
No, I've never heard of this guy. Look, he definitely looks the part. He definitely right now has the physique without having to do the Hollywood bulk up. But Kyle's right. Every actor from Tom Holland to you think of all these other Marvel actors, Chris Evans, who are just normal, body builds, but they do the Marvel program. They can bulk up. Chris Pratt. So that's always an easy fix. 9 months later, 8 months later, they've got this incredible physique. But that being said, this gentleman here already seems to have that physique. So I looked up, I used Google and tried to find ages and actors. I didn't necessarily know these actors, but if I was a casting director, my choice is a gentleman named Stephen James. He's actually a Canadian actor. And I'll just show you him as well.
I could see it. I can see him as Apollo.
Yeah, he's good looking,
Mhm.
athletic. He's got the right age. He's only 31 right now. So I was actually trying to get ages that would work even just right now. Like
Mhm.
you
My
could almost
yeah.
just
Mhm.
yeah, same idea. Okay. I'm just trying to find there we go. Okay. Now I'll go share my screen. So here's my gentleman. Tell me what you think there, Kyle. There's your Apollo.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. He almost looks like him too, like a young Carl Weathers. So he's got the same bone structure.
You have to give him more of like a rounded fro. Like,
Yeah, I
back
don't.
in the
Well,
I
day.
yeah,
don't
you
really
have to
think he
change the
looks like
hair.
him,
Yeah.
but
But there
yeah,
you go.
I could
Okay.
see it. I could see it.
Okay, I think we're gonna smooth the transition. I'm almost set up for the next one. So Katie, send me your next one. That was who was that for again?
So the next one is for Tony.
Tony, that's right. Tony.
Tony.
And he said Donald Glover. So that was my apology. So again, Donald Glover, great actor. And I wouldn't say a hard no to Donald because he is a great and he's actually a good drama actor too. So he would have no problem in being dramatic in a role. But I kind of said no. I'm being selfish because I did my own search too. I think Katie did the same thing. So who do you have?
Okay. I'm a little excited for mine.
Sure.
Because he's one of my favorites of all time. Like if I could choose a man, if I could build a man,
Oh wow.
Morris Chestnut. He's
Okay.
in his
Did you say-
50s. There's just so many here. He's in his 50s. He has, because I think Tony, I just sent you a link instead. Because there's so, or if you just image search Morris Chestnut, you all know who he is. He came to fame when he played Ricky in Boys in the Hood. And then he was really big in a lot of like Black cinema, late 90s, early 2000s, but he's been in a ton of stuff. And like, so Tony had a little sexy swagger in the original Rocky in his 50s. Morris is, and he looks good in a suit. I could send you one with, yeah.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. I'll allow it.
And like he
no.
still has like a very nice body, like almost like he's in his 50s. Like, look at him.
Go. Yeah,
like,
there's his body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So Morris is my pick for Tony.
Okay.
He's even bald now.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. I went with a younger actor. His name is Lakeith Stanfield, but I
know who that is.
Oh, there you go. I think he's, I don't know. Tell me what you think though.
I like it. I do like that pick. I like him a lot. Like he is a very good actor.
Yeah.
In my head, he's too small statured, but yeah. But I do like him a lot.
Okay. And then
but Daniel Glover is too funny. Like he's not a serious, I mean, he can be, but to me, in my head, he's not Tony. I don't know. But I
agree. And this is again, Donald Glover is a great actor. Maybe UK Dave didn't know of these actors that we brought up, but that's fine. Again, great actor, but not necessarily the one I want. And I know for my next one, it's a total you won't know the actor.
Kyle, what did Kyle say?
Yes or no to Donald?
I'll say yes. I suck at this. I'm like not very good.
Stop
it. Okay.
Like I just don't know anybody. Like I don't watch enough stuff, I guess. But
no, I did a little bit of homework. Mine was a little bit of homework. I did like asking ChatGPT to help me find actors that fit certain criteria. Because I was just treated like a casting director. I'm gonna have to still bring them in for a reading. I'm gonna see how they do. But this is me. I want you to look. This is aesthetics only for part of this for me is aesthetics. Like if I don't know the actor, do you at least look the part before you even read for the role type thing? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So for the last one of this episode today, we're doing Gazzo, big character. Gazzo. So I told ChatGPT to help me find someone who's Italian.
So Dave's. Did you say who Dave's was?
No.
It's David Tennant, who I believe is British, and I've seen him in a ton of stuff. I really like him as an actor, but absolutely no for Gazzo.
Okay, tell me who you say yes for, because I can type it in right now.
Josh Brolin.
Josh, how do you spell it?
like James Brolin. You know Josh Brolin. You know Josh.
Oh, Josh
the-
Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Josh
Oh.
Brolin. Josh Brolin. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gazzo?
That's now, like again, now, like he's again in his 50s. He's yeah, I think I want Gazzo to be more attractive. And so I'm saying Josh Brolin for Gazzo.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly disagree with the concept of Gazzo being more attractive because what I like
the old version of him, that one right there, that old, you don't see him being Gazzo.
I don't
want an attractive person to be Gazzo because like one of the things Stallone liked about like the actor who played Gazzo is that he wasn't like a typical what you think a mom person would be like. Like he was like taking out of his inhaler and he kind of had a voice like this and like I don't know. I like that about Gazzo. So
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm casting my new Rocky is cast with all attractive people.
Yeah,
I want a younger Steve Buscemi to be Gazzo.
I like it.
Okay,
He wouldn't even have to be younger.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Steve Buscemi. Yeah. That's my pick.
There you go. But it is a prequel to the original Rocky film, so you want him a little bit younger. So if you got a look at there, look you go. He almost looks like there you go.
That would be a great Gazzo. See, I agree with this after all. Actually,
yeah. See, Kyle.
There you go.
I like it. Ladies out there, do you like my picks? Do you like the more attractive versions?
Hey, show the one of him in uniform. Women like guys in uniform. There you go.
But he's notoriously unattractive, for the record.
Wow. Ouch. Poor Steve. But he's a character actor, and Gazzo was not attractive.
Yeah. No, I like Steve.
Great pick. Because I'm going to go with Kyle on this one. However, I still have my pick. I like your pick, Kyle. Don't get me wrong. This is a great known actor pick here for if we could go back in time and make Steve younger. That'd be a great casting choice. Of course, we said we can wave a magic wand for this game. I picked a complete unknown, but I like the way this guy looks. He just looks like a young Gazzo. It's almost uncanny, I think. And maybe I'm talking on my butt here.
What's his name?
I'm going to show you right now. I can actually put it in. His name is Lorenzo Riscialmi. He actually is Italian. So he's your good-looking guy.
He's too pretty. I don't like it.
But we got some rugged looks too.
He's not tough. He's not tough.
We got some rugged looks here.
He's not tough. No.
Relax. Okay.
No. I can immediately.
Next time I say no to you, I'm going to be a little bit hard. No. Okay. No. They don't like it. No. Jeez.
I'm sorry.
I get it. You don't like it, but be a tad more polite about it. Jeez.
Oh, come on. You know me by now. This was a visceral reaction, similarly to my visceral reaction to the person for Rocky. He was too not tough enough, too pretty, too delicate. He's too delicate.
Well, Gazzo is not really a tough guy. He's just an enforcer. But there you go. It's not like he doesn't have a body. There he is.
It's a face thing. He's pretty.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So he's too pretty for Gazzo. Okay. All right. There you go. That was fun. There you go. Thank you, UK Dave. We'll do part 3 and the final part next recording. This is why I didn't want to do all 9 in one recording because it would have taken the whole show. But okay.
Good point.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was so.
Yeah, that was wow.
Like, absolutely.
You made your point. You're not happy with that casting choice. I wasn't sold on it. I had a hard time with Gazzo one. I just was looking for. I told ChatGPT give me Italian actors in their 30s right now in that area, and I looked at.
Well, Luis says Michael Imperioli. That's not a bad choice. Michael Imperioli. Michael or Christopher, not Mike. Christopher from The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah. Again, de-age him. Sure. Good actor. I like him in the, good actor. Okay. All right. See how I wasn't totally sold on that, but I didn't make Luis feel like crap. Okay. All right. So.
It wasn't.
Ryan, buddy.
It wasn't.
We all love you, okay? We all love you.
I know.
I wasn't trying. I'm so sorry. It was just. I thought
it was funny. It was more funny. It was like, holy crap. It was like, wow. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Here we go. We're at the dinner scene at the Rocky Balboa house. And Kyle, this is a very fun episode because Kyle, I'm legit. I can't believe you mentioned. Sorry, let me start that sentence again. You mentioned on a previous episode that you felt and your brain told yourself that you remember feeling like Paulie didn't live with the Balboas. And Katie and I were on the same page thinking, no, I'm pretty certain Paulie lives in that apartment, whatever.
And you had me convinced too at the end.
No.
Yeah.
Well, because it wasn't like I thought, like, I hate nobody likes being wrong in that sense, but I truly believe, like, all these years that Paulie just lived there. But it's funny. I actually have what I think. Anyways, at the end of the day, Kyle, I think you're correct. We'll get to it because the workers' print, there's a change in the dialogue in the workers' print that really nails the coffin for that. In the original cut, it's insinuated enough that Kyle's intuition was probably correct, how his brain read the dialogue, but the workers' print even makes it more clear. So, yeah,
I have a question.
Yeah.
For something that we should consider when we watch that.
Right.
Because this might be
Mandela
just
effect.
a writing issue, because if that's true, why they say, well, you can bunk. They kick the kid out of the basement.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 bedrooms upstairs.
No, we don't know that. We actually don't know that.
There has to be 2 bedrooms because it was Rocky and Adrian's. They didn't share a room. Or, I mean, it was Paulie and Adrian's house. So there has to be at least 2 bedrooms in the home. So there's that. And they say, Robert, you can bunk with your uncle. Oh, and then Paulie's like, does your plumbing leak or
watch
something?
the scene again. I know what you're saying, but that's not how it plays out. It doesn't play out the way you're saying it. Like, you're saying stuff that is talked about, but the flow of the conversation does align with Paulie doesn't live there.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just saying this is an issue in writing, because we are told, because they wouldn't have Robert go live in a different house with Paulie.
They will. I'll tell you. We'll get there. Well, let me just say this. The reason why they would is because the idea is temporary. The idea is like Tommy just needs a place to crash temporarily. Crash at your uncle's. That's essentially what I think happens. I think they're just saying, hey, can Tommy just crash here for a bit? It's not obviously forever at this moment. Are you cool? Are you cool basically having a sleepover at his uncle's? That's kind of how it plays out. I think that's all it is. It's like, can you just crash at your uncle's?
It's super weird though. All right.
It is
weird. Like the bedroom argument is what convinced me to change my stance.
There are 2 bedrooms in that house. So this is a writing issue.
I'm very open to being vindicated though. So.
Yeah, of course you are.
But no, and I agree that there could be 2 bedrooms. But that's an easy argument. An apartment like that being less than 2 bedrooms is ridiculous. But you could argue they did move in from a mansion. They could have had a lot of belongings, and literally could have used 1 bedroom for storage / whatever extra stuff, bedroom to sleep in, and then Robert gets his whole man cave down. So that might have been a selling point for a teenage kid. Hey, you get the basement to yourself, all the space to yourself. So instead of being right next to your parents while we're making coitus and you're looking at skin magazines, you got this whole place down to yourself. It's private. It's a selling point for a teenage
being
boy.
Very much an apologist, because any normal family would put boxes in the basement and their child in an actual bedroom. But yes, we'll have to go with that.
Wow, as my kids are literally living in the family room, but okay, there you go.
But because there's not another, but if you had an extra bedroom, wouldn't they be there?
My kid chose to live in the family room. He's actually legit has a curtain around his room. It's his computer's down there. Even though he has his bedroom, it's a guest room now, for real. The teenage son.
I guess you can have it like, say it's 2 bedrooms upstairs. They wanted to keep their stuff, so that's storage there, and then it's like, okay, well, you could be in the basement, and then Paulie could be there.
You guys you're explaining it, and that is an explanation, but that's just not logical.
Okay. So let's put a pin on that part, and let's just say what I'm saying is fine, whatever.
Yeah.
They have a spare room. Robert. What the point is? The issue isn't their layout of their house. The issue is Paulie's not there.
Right. But I'm just saying it wouldn't make sense if they actually had a room for Robert to go sleep in. He'd go sleep in that room instead of sharing a bed with Paulie.
He doesn't share a bed. I think it's weird.
You said your plumbing don't leak. Do it.
Yeah, it's weird. It is.
Well,
weird.
You are assuming the Balboas are good parents too.
Yeah,
and use good judgment. So
okay,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, the writing doesn't make sense. Then
no, it doesn't make sense because it's so unclear. This happens so much in the Rocky films where it's so ambiguous, but like it's being said. The problem is it's being said. Like, it's enough that they have to say it,
Mhm.
but then it's not clear. And this happens so much in the franchise where
You're
things
right.
are said or shown enough that, hey, we're going to tell the audience XYZ is happening, but we're not going to be clear about it. Like, then why tell us? It is frustrating. It should just be, hey, son, do you mind crashing or sleeping over at your uncle's house for a few nights while we house Tommy? That's it.
Yeah.
That would be it. But it's worded in a way that we're not sure. Okay. So let me just close down some windows here because I'm slowing down here. Okay. All right. Let's get to the show. So now we're at the dinner scene. It plays out as per normal. This whole dinner scene has very little workers' print interruption.
What did this kid smack your face for, huh?
It really doesn't matter, Dad.
It
Oh,
does
sure,
matter.
man,
They
of course.
took his coat.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want the.
So we talked about that earlier. That the same day, it was weird. He got his coat stolen, and it all happened in one day. So now they're finding out the jacket's stolen. So he had his jacket stolen, got mugged, and then he walked home with Jewel, and now he's at supper. Okay,
What do you guys think of Tommy's hair? Are you going to bring that back?
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay.
The mullet's back. Here's the thing. Everything
I
comes
hate
back.
it.
I think Kyle's mentioned that every style comes back.
I know. I have nephews, and I'm just like, stop with your hair. It does not look good. Like boys'
Hockey
hair stuff.
players
Yeah, it's
have been
not
using
great.
the mullet for long past
True.
this time
Yeah.
because it's the hair that comes out of their helmet that they get. But I think even modern hockey players have more or less ditched the mullet. But like early 2000s hockey players still had mullets, I believe.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm
There's a
little
new
used to the
twist
mullet
on
for
it.
that reason. But
Yeah.
I'm against the mullet. I'm
Mhm.
firmly, staunchly against it.
Again, just as a side note, here's old ass Katie making a negative judgment about the youngins nowadays, but their hairstyles and their clothing styles, it's like you're trying to look bad. It doesn't look good. Like it's not flattering. Even somebody that has a cute little body, they wear really unattractive clothes and hair. It's like, are you trying to look bad? Anyone?
Katie,
Anyone?
No, well, to answer your own question, that is actually exactly what you said. How did you start that statement?
It's old me,
Yeah.
but like
Nope. That's
it doesn't look
No,
good.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are welcome to the 40s or 50s or whatever we are now. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I know it sounds cliche, but the reality is we are now those adults. When we were kids, we had adults telling us we dress weird. When they were kids, they had adults telling them they dress weird. Every generation rebels from their parents' way of styling. It's just,
I hear you, and I'm willing to say, but even like when you look back
I
on the
love
80s,
it. You're hilarious.
no,
Yeah,
but there are certain styles
Mhm.
in history. I can go back and say styles from the 50s, 60s, 70s. There are things that look good objectively,
Yeah,
flattered
sure.
a man's body or a woman's body or didn't. So there are things from the 80s that were awful.
Yeah.
And it
I
didn't
know.
you know what I'm saying? I'm
the
objectively
people-
saying in
I understand.
every
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
That's it. I'm just saying objectively,
Mm-hmm.
there are things that I wore also that didn't look good and didn't like, I'm just saying like, it's especially unflattering. And I think they'll look back and be like, why did I wear that?
They might. Sure. And then they're going to look at the kids that are wearing stuff 20, 30 years their junior and wonder what they're wearing probably. That's what I'm saying. It's a funny thing. You start off the statement perfectly.
Yeah, but like there are things like 70, like there are just styles that I'm like, oh, that looked awesome. Like that flattered your body
Yeah.
and that's me being old going even before my time. You know what I mean? That's all I'm
hear you.
saying. Is it's not a flattering look.
No, I hear you. And I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. It's just funny. It was just funny to have you started off perfectly. And I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just our age, our eyes looking at, I'm not a style guy. I wear Walmart clothes. I'm not. That's all I wear. Kyle, what about you? What's your style? Dad clothes?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like I don't. That's not my thing.
This is a thing as women. I don't know, men that are into style, and most women. As you get older, so I still participate in trends, but only the ones that flatter my body. I can recognize that some trends are not going to look good on me, a mature person. And that's just a thing that young people do. You see people that you're like, why are you wearing that? Like you don't realize you participate in every trend because you're young, not realizing it doesn't look good on you. And then only when you get older, You choose classic pieces that flatter you, and then you participate
Classic
in some
Costco. Classic Costco.
women that are into fashion, I should say.
Yeah. Oh, try. Yeah, I hear everything you're saying. I just don't relate. I honestly, I don't know
Like,
what's the style. I have no
women would
idea.
relate. They understand. They're like,
Okay. Our
this
women
trend will
listeners
not look good on me,
would. Okay.
so I will not wear it.
It's funny. I'll be looking at my Facebook photos or memories 10 years ago on this day, and I've literally have been wearing the same shirt, looking at that Facebook memory of the shirt that I'm wearing. Look at the memory.
Yeah, I wear the same shit. I'll be 80 and still have like a polo shirt on and jeans.
Yeah.
So, like that's just how I roll. That's
These
why
But your
uniform
uniforms.
style
guys.
of jeans change, right, guys? Like, don't you
I
buy
don't
new
think so.
jeans?
Well, I buy new ones, but they look pretty much the same as the old
Hmm.
ones.
Okay.
Like I just buy
I
the
wear-
new ones because they wear out.
I have a jacket that was given to me from a coworker. I'm not even joking. 18 years ago. He gave it to me on the ship. He was a young. Well, I mean, I was younger then too, 18 years ago, obviously, but he's like 10 years my junior. So he's like, "Oh, I don't like this jacket anymore. You want it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a nice jacket."
Like
I
a
wear it to
sport
this
coat
day.
jacket? Is that what you mean by
No,
jacket, or like a coat?
like a coat.
Okay,
Like just it's spring, maybe a little bit wintry type looking
a
jacket,
coat. Okay.
and I wear it to this day. It's now probably 20 years old.
Well, there's nothing. Have you ever heard of vintage classic pieces? Like, some things are timeless.
Well, maybe this is I don't know. Maybe
You know
it
what I
falls
mean?
into that. I don't know. I know what you're saying, but I don't know. It's a standard jacket, but it's weird how it doesn't have a look to it. It's weird, but yeah. Okay. All right. So that's from the mullet talk. I agree. Mullets, yeah, rough.
Sorry to derail. Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
fine. This is why this show is going to take forever. We're dragging it out because we never want this to end.
Mm-mm.
Rocky 5 is going to have 50 episodes. All right.
Took the one with the collar.
I'm gonna go to your school tomorrow and just.
Yeah,
Look,
you
you only
should.
make these words if you go. Can I do what I think is right?
Well, what do you think is right? A baseball bat across the face and go.
All right, so classic line there. Now, lot of conversations here. I like it. Adrian's saying she's going to go to the school, talk to them, and of course, Robert's like, "No, do not go." At least he's wise enough to know about that. Like, if you go, mommy coming to save me is going to make things worse for me. Don't stand up for me. I got to deal with this on my own. And Rocky then asks, "Well, what do you think is right?" And I kind of wish we got to hear what Robert was going to do, because Paulie comes in with this great line. It's funny as an audience. Baseball bat across the face is funny, but we never get to hear what Robert's plan was.
I like that Rocky asked that question.
It's a great father question.
Yeah, like open-ended question, kind of discussing, seeing how his son feels. We're gonna give Rocky a win in the parenting column here. We give him a lot of shit for being a bad parent, but we're gonna put a little tick in the win column for him here.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But then he does talk about wanting to fight, so maybe that was the solution, because he asked his dad, "Can you teach me how to fight?" So maybe that's what he was thinking. But yeah, well, let me know.
Paulie, what are you telling this kid? Adrian, you have to play it
I'm
too good.
sorry. Yes, Rocky.
I had trouble like that one time when I was in school. It seemed like every day I got chased by this one kid. Till one day my mother said to me, she said, just pretend the guy's like a balloon.
Balloon.
She said, if you pop him hard, these guys just go away.
So the mom giving Tommy advice as a kid, like, you want to get rid of the bully? Stand up to him, pop him.
Which is basically what Paulie said.
Mhm.
Now, Paulie's was an extreme thing where like you could smash all the bones in that guy's face, but
One will
Well-
land you in jail, probably.
you're young enough that you still wouldn't do time for that
True,
shit.
true. Rocky's amused by this. Adrian is not.
Yeah, because that's old school. Really, this was normal when I watched this movie as a kid when I was 15. Tommy's story was what we were still doing then. Like, this was,
Yeah,
I didn't watch this and go, "Oh, that's crazy. Those were those days." Like, Tommy Morrison is actually only 4 years older than me. So
Mhm.
when I saw this in the theaters, this actor or boxer was only 4 to 5 years older than me. So his life and my life was very similar growing up.
even like for me, and I'm like 9 years younger than you. Like I got in 3 fist fights my first year at junior high.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. Like it's you got to stand up for yourself. Like you
Yeah.
can't have people bully you. And I only got in like 1 fist fight after that, like in like 9th grade. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's less of a thing now.
Yeah.
It is. And Adrian is, for 1990, what she was about to say is very progressive for this time, probably.
Yes, bless Adrian. Bless her heart.
I mean, she's right, though.
Tommy, we're trying to raise our son so he can handle his problems with his mind, not his muscles.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry,
why I'm
Dad.
getting.
Sorry, Robert thing says that's why I'm getting mangled.
Yeah, because you're kind of. This is the thing. Like, say you have that attitude, which is like which is morally, I agree with.
Of
I
course.
agree morally. You should be solving your problems with your mind and not being in violent physical altercations with other people. But on the other hand, if you're forced into that situation, then what are you going to do? Like you can't.
You have to stand up for yourself. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the middle ground. So you're right.
Yeah.
Katie is the Adrian. I agree. Again, we agree with Adrian. Of course, we're not going around with baseball bats like Paulie, pounding everyone we don't agree with. But Robert is the middle ground. He's the Porge is just right, meaning, yes, Mom, I hear you. I am a smart guy. I didn't come in attacking at the school, but the reason why I'm getting mangled is because I'm the brainiac, nerdy kid, and right now I'm getting mangled because of it.
Get mangled.
Oh, you ain't going to get mangled.
Dad, will you teach me how to fight?
A baseball bat would be nice.
Come on, do you want to grow up and just use your fists?
Oh, Adrian, well, I don't think it'd be so bad if I taught him how to throw a few deadly punches, you know.
For fuck's sake. How stupid are you that you're gonna phrase it like that?
I know.
Like
If you're
what
trying to
like
be
what you would say is like, I don't think it would be too bad to teach Robert a few things to defend himself so he could stay
Defend
safe.
himself, yes.
So he
Defend
could stay safe. That's how I put it. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna teach him a deadly punch so he could kill someone. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
really gotta go over well, dude.
Maybe he was trying to be silly. I don't know if that was a
Yeah.
Rocky thing for the dinner table or for the audience. You know what I mean by that? Is this a funny thing
Yeah.
for the audience or for the dinner table? But
That's Stallone, like Rocky in humor, like sometimes he has a few things that are kind of funny, but like we were talking about this last episode, his sense of humor is not the best.
that's
Like,
what I mean. So
the only
Sly
sense of
writing
humor
this.
is good is his like self-deprecation sense of humor is really good, but other than that, I'm like, don't try to do jokes, dude.
Knock knock.
Yeah.
All right. We might just get to the sleepover scene. That's it. All right. So now Robert asked Tommy, "Did you teach your dad? Did your dad teach you how to fight?" In a
Sort of.
roundabout way.
In a matter of speaking, yes.
So what I find interesting here, before we hear, I won't stop the story. We'll let it play through. But a couple things here, and I could be wrong. But I think Tommy Morrison, who plays Tommy Gunn here, of course, I think he's speaking biographical.
Oh,
I think.
really? Okay.
Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments to a certain degree. Now, whether or not Tommy Morrison knocked out his dad or that was the first person he knocked out, I don't know. But I think there was some.
Are you still in touch with Trisha?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could
She
straight up
can
ask
tell
her.
you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me. What I'll do is when this actually gets released on YouTube, I'll just tag this, at least this time part, and then have her watch this. So here's the question I have for Trisha. If you're watching this segment right now, Tommy's about to give the dialogue here about his upbringing, and the way Tommy does deliver it, it's either really just really good acting, or Tommy is actually Morrison is tapping into something that was real as he's describing the story, because it feels very real. Let me know if I'm crazy.
Tommy, did your dad teach you to fight?
No, not exactly. I had
What?
to.
Come on, sweetheart, just don't get personal.
No, it's okay. See, my old man, he used to drink a lot, seriously. He'd go out with his friends and tie one on, then he'd come home and look to punch on me. You know, he'd punch on my mother, too. He did that a lot of times. You know, so growing up, I never really thought about fighting anybody but my father. You know, when I was 13, I got in trouble at school. He tied me down and he whipped me so bad I couldn't walk for a week. She couldn't do anything. If I tell you the first guy I ever knocked out was my father. And now when I get in the ring, it's like all I see is him. It's kind of sick, huh?
All the
I don't know.
Balboas are like, whoa, like
Yeah, it's
they're-
like holy shit. This like
yeah.
how do we make this already
Mhm.
awkward conversation
Now what do we say?
more awkward? Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we got a combination of Tommy Morrison. There's got to be something biographical in there, but I'll ask Trisha if that's true or not. And then Secondly, yeah, I agree with Jared here, who just chimed in. Jared, welcome to the show, longtime friend of the show. He says one of the best line deliveries in the movie. That's why, again, because Tommy's not an actor. No offense to Tommy Morrison, he's not by trade an actor. This is his first movie. He's by trade a boxer. That's why I feel like it might be real, because it was just easy to. It's easy to draw from what's real. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to think about it. You're just, hey, I'm telling you a story that he's probably told before about my upbringing, but I'm doing it at the Balboa dinner table. But I do like the acting around the table by the actors, because it is a real moment, because you don't want to stop him, this individual. Don't talk about a terrible past. It's uncomfortable, though they are uncomfortable, because this is very deeply personal. It's a tragic story about abuse, but they let him speak it, and it's that weird combination of, this is a new person at our table sharing something very deep and personal, something that isn't pleasant, but we have to let him talk. Can't stop him from talking. And then Rocky does his classic. It's kind of true, but but what's very telling here is Sly / he's talking about his own personal life here, about his father. His father was a dick to him in real life.
You're right. It's always bothered me, though, this line delivery, because it's like a boo-hoo one-upsmanship. I don't like it.
Right,
It's
I
very
see what you're saying.
dismissive.
Yeah,
It's
you're
dismissive,
right
and
about
people are
that.
like this in real life all the time.
Oh, sure, of course, yeah. This is all human nature. Yeah, Rocky's not a perfect
Rocky's
person.
saying, "Oh, you had it better than me, because at least you had a dad." And I guess
I would
just
rather
always
not have a
disliked
dad
that.
than a dad that like beat the fuck out of me and my
Right.
mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Well, yeah. There's arguments to be made there, and I think what Rocky's trying to do, I think he's trying to be a little bit light.
He
try
is.
to ease the tension a little bit. I don't think it's so much like my life was worse. He's saying, at least the character is saying here, that, and we kind of talked about this, that we get in Rocky Balboa that his dad was in jail. There was that he talked about his dad being in prison, and in the deleted scenes, that's
The
not
Golden Arches reference.
that's right. The Golden Arches is referred to the prisons.
They call it the gold. I think call it the arches.
Or
The Arches.
I believe
That's
the
right.
Golden
McDonald's.
Arches is McDonald's.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I added that.
Hey, you never know. He might have just been, he might have been stuck as a McDonald's worker working the night shifts.
He was gone the managerial training program and he never left,
So yeah, he referred to his dad being at the Arches, which we had to Google was the prisons there in Philly. But anyway, so Rocky is saying here, well, I didn't have an old man to knock. I think what he's saying is like, yeah, of course, we understand what he's saying, that you had some sort of presence there when I had nothing to even bounce off of. I was completely neglected to the point that I didn't even have a father. But you're right. He didn't get the crap beat out of him, though. You're right.
I guess it's kind of saying look on the bright side, which is like
it's a weird way of
really
doing it.
Minimizes what he's trying to say, right? But it's like that's kind of expecting a level of emotional intelligence that Rocky wouldn't have. Like
he just doesn't have it.
Yeah,
He's not a trained psychologist. It's his Rocky
He's
wisdom.
not?
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's for sure. Rocky's not. No, he's trying to he's caught off guard too. He doesn't know how to handle this. This is oof.
Hey, old Tommy, at least you had an old man to knock out,
Even he's kind of like, even Adrian's like, like they're all, Adrian's like, oof, So everyone's uncomfortable. But of course, Paulie likes to break the tension with his joke coming up here.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't even have that,
Yeah, someday you can punch out your pup. Hey, yo.
Now that works. That works. And Stallone wrote that, or do you think that Burt wrote something?
I'm gonna assume Stallone wrote that. It's pretty good though. I like
it.
That.
Is good.
And then Sly, Rocky says, Paulie, what are you telling the kids like that for? That's funny, but
Paulie, what are you telling the kid things like this?
Hey, it's the fittest of the survival.
it's the fittest of the survival.
I love that so much.
All right. So now Rocky goes right into it. Hey, Tommy, you want to stay here tonight? Talk about bringing the wild animal home, eh? Make him. Now here we go. Now I'm going to let this first part play out. And then right after the theatrical cut is the work print. More or less same dialogue, but there's a little slight wording change that solidifies again, regardless of the Balboa set up in their home currently and the reasons why they've done it. The issue isn't that. Let's just focus on the issue. The issue is, does Paulie live at the house? That's the issue. Let's focus on the issue. So I think Kyle might just be right. Here we go.
Hey, Tommy, where are you staying tonight? You got a place?
Oh, I'll find some place to stay. I mean,
No, I tell you, we got room down in the basement. It's not, it's nice. I don't know.
What about me?
Wait a minute, sweetheart, your son is sleeping down.
No, well, he can stay with his uncle, right? That's my pit stop.
Okay. He could stay with his uncle. Is that the wording you would use? It wasn't until that line, Kyle. When I heard it worded like that, that's not how you say stay with your uncle if it was just his bedroom. It's staying at his place. That's the wording you would use to stay somewhere that's not here. What do you guys think?
I
hear
agree. I agree. And I want to validate what Kay said earlier.
Sure.
It is dumb. It is dumb. You would think Paulie would be in the upstairs room. There's no reason why he wouldn't be. However,
Then
if
this
we're
next
just
line,
going-
what am I?
if we're
a
just
pit
going
stop?
off, if we're just going off the dialogue alone, notwithstanding the writing issue, yeah, it does sound like Paulie like is in a different place.
And I guess my thoughts are I can buy that. It is an odd way of wording it, but Rocky words things oddly.
Okay. And then Paulie says, what am I, a pit stop?
Pit
A pit
stop.
stop
You're
means
right.
I'm off
It-
course. I'm somewhere different. This
It-
isn't the,
this
that's exactly what
alone. Is there more, Ryan? Because this alone isn't selling it for me. But-
that's well, you're not going to be sold, Katie. You are, no offense, you are stubborn. When you have a
Yes.
point that you like, you do not change your mind. No, I'm saying of the three of us, you are the last to change your
Yes,
mind. Okay,
You're right.
It
You're
doesn't
right.
make it wrong or good or bad, but that's just your
I'm
personality.
if there is something more, then
No, this is
like
it.
if there's that's it.
Okay, the workers print, because it's not canon, it's not officially canon. It's worded even better for Kyle's position.
Okay.
I'm just saying that you if somebody came to this movie not knowing the layout of the home, let's just say they didn't know if upstairs had 1 or 2 bedrooms. They didn't know. It just doesn't sound like Paulie lives there. You stay with your uncle. Paulie then says, what am I, a pit stop? The person says, what does a pit stop means? Well, you're on a racetrack. You have to pull off the racetrack, go into a pit stop. You're no longer, so that means Paulie's not there. He's not at the racetrack. He's a pit stop. You have to go somewhere different to go with Paulie.
I hear you. I do.
Then what-
It is
okay,
an
so
I'm
my
just saying
question to you
this
is,
is not a definitive. It's not
So
a
what is
definitive
pit
statement.
stop? What is a pit stop then? What does he mean if he lives there? What does that mean?
His stay with your it could you might be right. It is a possibility. I'm saying that this alone, if there's no further evidence, is like in a court of law, like this alone, there needs to
Then
be
we
more.
both be a hung jury. It'd be a hung jury.
There needs to be more to corroborate the circumstantial evidence, because we do know that Rocky says things funnily, and he stay with your uncle could just mean in his room. His room.
Kyle, you're being very
could be a
silent.
pit
I'm on
stop.
Kyle's side, but he's being very silent. I know I'm always the odd man now. It's not very often I have somebody
It's
on my
possible.
side.
It's
Kyle, are you on
possible.
my
I'm just saying
side?
it's
Am
not
I on your side,
definitive.
Kyle? Wait a minute. Am I on Kyle's side, or Kyle, are you on my side? This whole started because you said he didn't live there.
Well,
And then there's more evidence
I-
for the former.
Well, don't forget, he
I
walked
still
out.
think
Remember, he
Paulie
walked out
doesn't
of
live
the-
there.
Yeah, remember he walked out of the gym. That's how that whole started too, because the way he talked about walking out of the gym, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go back to
Yeah.
my place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he lives upstairs. Personally,
And-
although
Oh,
I
I hear
do
what
agree-
Katie's
I
saying.
do agree
I'm
that
on
it's
Katie's
weird.
side
I
because
agree
to
it's
some
weird,
degree,
but
no, what I mean is like, Katie, I'm with you in the sense of like, that's what I thought for 40 or 30
Yeah.
years, since 1990. It wasn't until Kyle mentioned it. I was like, I
Yeah.
just never. So I'm always for, this is just how I operate. Because I lived a certain way for 35 years. I'm not going to say what that
Oh,
was. When I
mhm.
see new evidence, I'm willing to change my mind despite how long I've thought something when I see new evidence. So Kyle presented new evidence I've never seen before, and it was fascinating. So that's what I'm excited by the new evidence. So maybe I'm a little bit more excited about something new
Yeah.
than the idea that Paulie just lives there.
I'm
the
not
next-
fully saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying it's possible.
Yeah, there's no way to
this
know. There's no
isn't
way to know.
definitive, and it doesn't make sense, which
Well,
is also
sure.
possible. You know,
But
like
Rocky 5 not making sense. Yeah, I know.
yeah. So I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Okay, so here is the workers' prints coming up fairly soon, I think, and it does. The word needs even a little bit stronger, but I guess it doesn't really count
Okay.
because it's the workers. But that indicates what Sly might have been writing, is what I'm saying
Right.
too. Yeah,
Okay.
What about me? Sweetheart, your son's sleeping down there.
Well, you want to stay with your uncle? That's okay.
There you go. You want to stay with your uncle. So that sounds even more stay with your uncle. Again, is that something you say when he's just in his bedroom?
Mm. What's
So
what's the difference?
that was
about
it. That was the only change. Was the way he worded it was, do you want to stay with your uncle?
What did he say before? I can't remember.
Oh,
You can stay. I don't think this is any different.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
previous was you can stay with your uncle, and this time he's asking it. It's a question for him versus a statement.
yeah. It's an interesting discussion. I thought the workers' print was even more, but I guess maybe not. Maybe that's just me.
I mean,
getting too
you're
much of
right.
it.
The wording is, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong that the wording suggests that.
Well, I think that's the only thing in me. I've just never heard in all the TV shows I've watched a few, when someone's, hey, do you want to stay at your son's place? Do you want to stay at your parents' place? Do you want to stay with your uncle? Do you want to stay with your grandparent? Like when the parents get divorced, right? Do you want to stay with your father or your mother? It's never referring to their bedrooms. It's always their place.
Yes, if the word place was here, then that would be
okay.
definitive
But
evidence.
Katie, you can't tell me when you see a divorce show and do you want to stay with your aunt or your mom or your dad? They never say place. They always say, do you want to stay with your mom or your dad? Do you want to stay with your uncle? Very
But that's
rarely
a
do they say
different
place.
context. It's just a different context.
Sure, it's
but
divorce, but I'm just saying.
if he said, "Do you want to stay at your Uncle Paulie's place?" then that
Yeah.
would be definitive
Well,
evidence.
of course, that would be definitive. Yeah. Do you want to live above Mickey's gym? That would be great.
Well, it's just knowing that he says things oddly.
I think we're beating off a dead horse here.
We are.
Oh, we are.
It's not definitive.
Kyle
Either
always
could be
shuts
true.
the shite down. I'm sorry.
Either could be true.
No, Kyle, shut it down. Shut it down. Kyle's had enough. If Kyle's had enough, we got to move on. Okay. All right, moving on.
Nah,
Hey, I don't want to cause any problems. I mean, I can find some place to stay.
it's okay. It's just for a little while. Right? No problem at all. It'll be all right. Hey, kid, appreciate it. It's all right. It's cold outside.
Hey, I'm not changing those sheets.
Hey, since when have you ever? Hey, Tommy, why don't you come on down and we'll show you the whole place.
I was going to say another point about that, but I won't. We'll continue. The Sheets comment.
Well, it does allude to them sharing a bed.
That's what I mean. That's why I don't think you can almost imagine that he would have an extra bed in Mickey's place more than he's sharing a bed with his nephew. That's kind of weird.
But he just said, "I'm not changing any sheets."
Yeah.
It could be
At
either
the
way.
other-
I see what you're
that's,
saying.
that-
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, so is it more likely he's sleeping with Robert in the same bed, or he's changing sheets for Robert in a bed at his place?
I thought it was referring to you're plumbing, like if you wet the bed.
Right. No, that is
Yeah.
insinuate. Absolutely. Are you going to wet the bed? But are you wetting the bed next to me?
Yeah. Again, unclear,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah.
That's just it. I just go with Occam's razor that he's probably not sleeping with his nephew in the same bed. But maybe he is. Maybe it's a very comfortable relationship. They can chill.
Hey, I'll tell you. You want to hear a joke?
Sure. Yeah.
What's worse than ants in your pants?
What?
Uncles.
Oh, geez.
Oh my
There you go.
god.
I like. There you go.
Oh my god.
All right. So let us know in the comment. I'd be interested in the YouTube comments. If people
Yeah.
can comment. It's not about. I'm just curious. I'm with you, Kate. Everything you're saying, I felt that way for 30 years.
Mhm.
I just want to make that clear.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you're
know.
saying-
I know.
You're saying something that I've already since I was 15 years old. So I guess 35 years I felt your way.
Mhm.
So I get it. I'm just saying Kyle, who
Brought
shut
up.
this down, he's the one that brought new light to this, which is
Mhm.
fascinating.
Mhm.
That this is it's an odd thing, but it's because it's so incredibly unclear. That's what makes it frustrating.
Yeah.
That it would just take one word, place, one indication, second bed, some sort of indication. Like it's so weird. Like Rocky doesn't say, can you stay with Polly upstairs? It's just weird how we're missing one word in every sentence to indicate where is this location. It's
Yeah,
such an
or
odd thing.
room, like if the room
Yes,
or place. Like,
room,
yeah.
place,
Yeah.
bed. It's just so funny how we just never ever find out, and no matter how you slice, there's no way to prove it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is weird.
Yeah, sweetheart, why don't you go downstairs, show your father what you did today? Come on. Come on.
Boy, a lot happened in this one day.
Yeah, it was a yeah, you're right. You're right. He got the crap kicked out of his school and he built that display the same day.
Like in the hour and a half between school and dinner.
That's funny. Good point. Yeah.
Hey, Junior, your plumbing don't leak, do it?
I love the stink eye Robert gives. him.
That's good.
You know this guy?
Yeah, he hits hard.
Did
So
you just
what do
give him coffee and he poured booze into it?
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
So-
That's you see how that doesn't even phase her. You know what I mean? That he's
Right.
poured booze into coffee.
So my question is, what's her reaction to the idea that he hits hard? Like, what do you take that reaction? Her face. when she goes,
I just think it's a stupid comment she's brushing off. Like it
"Mm."
does make him seem more dangerous, which is like not good when he's living in your house. But you can
Oh,
see how
yeah.
exasperated she is. I think to some degree she's conflicted because I think obviously she doesn't want Tommy living in her house. And she especially doesn't like the fact that Tommy's taking over her son's room. Like she's very protective of him as she should be. But I think also though, I think she sees like kind of the life that Tommy's bringing to Rocky. Like it's giving Rocky like a sense
That's
of
where I
purpose.
lean towards, was that this life is being invested. We're back here again. The idea that he hits hard to her is like, oh, there's potential here for Rocky to get wrapped up in
Yeah.
this again.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you could just see by she's such a good actor. Like you can
Yeah.
just see by her facial expression, like she really looks legitimately exasperated right now.
I think I agree with you, Ryan, that like she's like just like we really don't need this in our life right now.
We don't need this kind of man in our life.
We don't.
Let it go. Let it
All right, so
go.
we'll okay, we'll keep going for a bit. How you? I know we're went a little long on that, but
We've got
okay.
time.
You know, Adrian, man, she can really cook. Yeah, she's
So there's the answer. She is a good cook. Okay, all right.
okay. Listen,
Those
Johnny,
Italians.
being at a
That's right, the Italians.
chance
I
to
swear
get
they had a
this
meat grinder on the counter, like
Oh.
behind Rocky.
I thought it was a coffee maker.
Well, there's a coffee maker,
Oh,
but
okay.
I swear there's like one of those things like you rotate. and, like, it grinds
Oh.
meat. Like
There was a lot of
Jesus
shit on the
Christ.
counter. It was driving me a little nuts. I didn't like all that clutter.
yes, you do keep a very neat home, Katie.
Oh, thanks.
Adorable. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to see the clutter. We keep it clean, but we have a lot of stuff in the kitchen. We cook for a lot of my wife.
Oh
cooks
man, when
everything.
you have that many kids, Ryan, it is like fucking impossible to
Yeah.
keep your house tidy.
Yeah.
Like it's just
I
a
would-
never-ending battle of like messes being made.
Always clean, but it's yeah, you'd be surprised, Katie. You shake your head, but you'd be surprised if you walk through how clean it actually
Oh,
is. But
no,
it's busy. That's the word. It's busy.
Yeah,
Busy.
well, there's a
busy.
difference between cleanliness and clutter.
Right. Exactly. And
Yeah.
I like the idea of minimalism and decluttering, but when people come over, I'm like, oh, I'll just shove this in the spare room, or I'll, like it's
Sure. Yeah.
yeah.
No, my parents, they're retired, of course, and they have bought their own little condo. Nice. It's very like nothing, and that's how my life will end when the kids are out and I'm 75.
Minimalism.
Oh yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
minimalist by nature too. Like I did take after my parents. I think I take after my mom regarding that. But yeah, I'm all for just if I don't need it, I don't have to have it around me. But yeah, kids make that impossible. You can't be a minimalist with kids. Not yet.
It's tonight, so we'll get it together in a little while. You know?
Oh, wow, man, this is what it's all about.
So of course, I love how Tommy. So Robert builds this thing for his dad, but Tommy's the first one to comment on it. Like this was built for Rocky to see, and Rocky will get excited by it. But poor Rocky, Tommy's the one that has to like, wow, this is amazing. This is what it's all about. The medals, the belts, all the trophies. Poor
What
Robert's like,
ends up-
well, yeah. Sorry, it's
It
supposed
ends
to be
up
Robert.
being a moment between Rocky and Tommy instead of a moment between Rocky and Robert. Yeah.
So Louise is a great comment here about Adrian. Rocky 5 is my least favorite version of her, Adrian. She seems like a frumpy grandma than a mid-40s wife. It is weird. She's 44 in this film. 44.
I think they just have her dressed that way. Like she's tired. I think they purposefully
Yeah, it's too
made
Yeah,
her
sure.
that way.
She didn't have to
The
do
woman's
that.
beaten down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
My
Well,
life.
she nailed it. She nailed the role. Because there's a couple
Also-
times where she looks better than she
Yeah.
even the dinner scene right at the end there. She actually looked pretty good. But you're right, with
Very.
the glasses and then some like, okay, stop
She's
it.
like a grandma apron on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this is unfortunate. I think men look their best in their 40s.
Oh, it's too late for me.
I'm hoping so.
You know, because you otherwise it takes you guys a little bit to look like a man. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I missed
Whereas, whereas like women, it's just
over.
unfortunate. Like we do start to look
Yeah.
older sooner than you guys do.
I've got 10 months left to make that happen before I hit 50. Because then I'm going to start looking old very quickly.
No, you got good
Oh.
genes. It looks like.
Yeah, it's filters.
Well, why do you keep this stuff down here?
Well, you know, when'd you get a chance to do this? You took your
I love Tommy's like, how do you, Brock's like, well, this wasn't me, it's my son. When your time to do this? It's all too much, you know. Tommy's commenting on like it's always been there, but Rocky's like, no, this was just put together. My son just put this together right next to his bed, which is weird.
Okay, it's sad too that like basically you make a shrine to your dad that is by your own bed, like your living space,
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
and then
weird.
your
It's weird.
dad's like, "You're not living here anymore. You're being exiled to wherever Polly's room is."
And now Tommy gets to take your place.
Yeah, I've said this in the last show, but basically, Robert just got cucked, so to speak.
Oh, you're going to see more in the workers' print. There's a scene that makes it more pathetic, actually.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even joking. Maybe that's why they took it out. You'll see.
everything out of a box and fix this up like it's beautiful and you painted. When'd you get a chance to do this, kid?
And right after I got mugged and punched, I came home and built this for you. That's exactly when he did it. It's so weird. Oh,
Does he say Robert ever? Does he use
I don't
his
think
name?
so.
kid.
Not
this is
until
cute.
6, right?
Yeah, 6 he does. You're right. Yeah.
After school. It's no big
You know,
deal.
if you,
So he did do it after school. I forgot he actually said that. Yeah. There you go, Katie. He got beaten up, came home, did his homework, built the shrine for his dad, and yeah. Now he's getting kicked out of his room all the
Yeah.
same day.
On the same day.
It's a rough day, man. That's a rough fucking day.
It is a bad day. Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what'd you get the glove?
oh, this?
Yeah.
You know, thanks. This is one of my
So already away from the shrine. We're done with the shrine. Now we're talking about Rocky's cufflink.
favorite objects, you know, like Mickey gave me this, you know, before he departed. It was Rocky Marciano's cufflink that we had fixed, you know.
Really?
That we had fixed. Does he just mean that we put a chain on it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
What
think
he's-
so.
oh, okay. Really? The real
See what I
Rocky-
mean with his weird way of saying things?
Yeah. No, I know. Wait, look, I get it. I get it. Trust me.
Yeah.
The real Rocky Marciano?
Yeah, you know, you got me thinking about Mickey. I want to show you something. Come on. Well, he told me a long time ago. He says that,
So I love it because I want to show you something. Let's move away from the shrine and my kid. Let's just have this conversation away from my kid over here. He didn't have to leave, but it's just funny. He goes, "I want to show you something." But the showing is just some Rocky wisdom. It's so
Good
odd that he had to.
point. They moved to the heavy bag, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, but it's just odd that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This is the makeshift gym down there. We gotta have some gym discussion next to the gym equipment, not next to my son's bed.
fighting is like 90% in the skull and 10% in the body. This is what he says to me.
Hey, Dad, I met this really nice girl today. She's great.
Oh, yeah, really, it's wonderful.
Yeah, she's a lot better
Wait a
than
minute,
Sarah.
Who's Sarah? I don't remember that.
We don't.
I
see
think
her.
Sarah is just probably some chick at his preppy school from the past.
Yes.
I know, and I don't ever remember her. This is the first, I'm
Wow.
not remembering that ever.
There's
Oh,
nothing.
I see.
Oh, like this line at all? You mean?
Yeah, I don't remember
Oh,
that
okay.
line.
I cringe so bad at this scene when he shuts his scene
Mhm.
on like that. Like I would feel so awful if my dad ever did something like that to me.
Of course, yeah. Well, like I said, they do a great job. I mean, this is father-son acting here, and shutting his kid down. Kid, don't change the station. I'll get right back with you. It's kind of a great line, but I know. I mean, not to say Robert does come first, but this is all too much. Meaning, like Rocky is having a conversation. Robert did interrupt the. I'm not saying he's not more important. I'm just saying Rocky was in the middle of a conversation. That it's complicated. It's like he is having a conversation. Kids interrupting the conversation. Yes, the kid's more important. So Rocky's saying, "Look, I do want to hear what you have to say. I'll get back to you. I promise."
However, you're right. He is technically interrupting. However, the whole purpose of them going
Yes.
downstairs was so that Rocky or Robert could show him. And so
No.
Tommy
Rocky
interrupt-
didn't know that. Rocky didn't know that. Remember, Adrian told Robert, "Go show your dad what you did," but Rocky didn't hear that conversation. He was
Yeah,
fine with
Rocky had already
left.
Oh, okay.
So Rocky didn't. He was surprised by the. It was all too much at once. You're right.
Yeah.
Rocky was not giving any heads up about the display. It was supposed to be a surprise, but he was showing Tommy his new room.
Mhm.
He doesn't go back to ever talking to his son about this girl.
Mhm.
No.
Right.
No.
He
At
says,
least
now that we
"I'll
see-
be right back with you," but then he
Your mom likes to hear stuff like that. Oh no, that's different. That's a
Yeah,
different scene.
that's for the jacket. Yeah.
Don't change the station. I'll be right back with you. I just want to tell Tommy a few things. Hey, who's your best friend back in Orlando?
Oh, that's so.
Remember the answer?
Mm-hmm.
Trivia question. What is it? His best friend.
Frankie Fear, right?
No, his best friend. Real. Remember this is a trivia
Oh.
question.
Yeah,
I got it
okay.
wrong.
Oh yeah.
Eric Elder.
There you go. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Wow. I already lost it. It came and went.
Oklahoma.
Well, yeah.
Eric Elder.
No. Your best friend is a guy named Frankie Fear. You see, fear is a fighter's best friend. You know, it ain't nothing to be ashamed of. See, fear.
So interesting that Tommy looks at his son there for a second. He gives a side glance to Robert, almost like is he feeling awkward that Robert's there or that he's being ignored? But Tommy, the actor / character, does a side glance to Robert during this whole conversation, like referring to Robert over there. I just find that I've always found that not odd. I've always noticed it, but I don't know what it means.
Well, it
He
is an
does-
awkward thing if you're in Tommy's shoot. Like he is interrupting some time with his son.
So does Tommy pick that up? Is he picking it up that he's taking over his son's time? I wonder. Like,
Well,
is
you
Tommy
would,
even
wouldn't
aware?
you?
Well, Rocky's not aware of it. So,
It's either that or he's like, what's wrong with your dad? He seems a little.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what, again, we don't have enough. We could go
Yeah.
5 different directions with what that look means, but I've always noticed the look that Tommy Morrison / Gunn does looking at Robert. Yeah. But it's never explained or really, but he looks at Robert.
Fear keeps you sharp, it keeps you awake, you know, it makes you want to survive, you know what I mean? But the thing is, you gotta learn how to control it, all right? Because fear is like this fire, all right? And it's burning deep inside. Now, if you control it, Tommy, it's gonna make you hot. But you see, if this thing here, it controls you, it's gonna burn you and everything else around you up.
Okay,
You
I hate this so much.
I'd like to present my evidence of Sly Stallone ripping this off directly from another person.
What is this? The
Custom auto thing. It's
Yeah.
like really short. Yes,
Oh, you
I
have the
agree
video?
with Louise. Yeah, I have it.
okay.
How do I share screen? Stream
you
this
have
to
the-
your or no?
Do you have the present option?
Oh, I
as a
do.
host?
I do.
Okay.
This is real quick, but
Yeah, it's fine. Of course. Yeah. You're a host. You're allowed to present. You're one of the hosts. You have hosting rights,
okay.
so I'll add it to the stage. Is it ready to go?
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fear is like fire. You let it get out of control, it'll destroy you and everything around you. You manage to control it, you make it work for you. With me, guy comes to me with a spark. I fan the spark until it becomes a flame. I feed the flame until it becomes a fire. Then I feed the fire until it becomes a roaring blaze. That's what I have to do. Fear is like
Okay. Yeah.
It is a direct ripoff.
Yeah.
But his mannerism, like it's cringy the way he acts here, right? Or is it just
Oh
me?
yeah. No, it's not just you. No. I know what you're talking about. The hand movements. He's looking around. I think it's bad acting. yes, Sly, it's not a great way to, but I think what we're supposed to see is he's feeling enlivened. He's feeling thrilled again. He's excited about talking about the idea that he's going to mentor someone. It's exciting to him. He's just bubbling with excitement, but the presentation that Sly gives isn't very good.
Yeah, it's just like overly, it's like not even original Rocky sound. It's like just so overly done. I don't know, man.
Yeah, so no, you're right. It's not good.
Hey, anyway, these are the things that was taught to me, and if you want, I'd like to teach to you.
So this mean you're gonna manage me?
Hey, again, not a great delivery by Tom. Maybe.
Again, this is what, like 2 hours ago. This is 2 hours later from when he was like, nah.
Yes.
I'm not gonna manage.
He's like, Adrian, she's really good in bed. If you want to sleep with her, I think that would be okay.
Well, this is what you talked about earlier, Kyle, when you said that Rocky's a bit of a pushover, for better or for worse. So right now he's being pushed over to this part now where he's like, I'm gonna manage you. Yeah, this is great. He's kind of like a dog, just easily manipulated. So here, go there, go do that, go do this. Just focus, Rocky, on something.
Your son.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, home team.
All
Okay.
right.
Let's go for it.
Rock.
It's funny. It's like, of course, Robert's all pissed off. But, Robert, you didn't like it. No offense, but, you didn't show your dad very much excitement when you did the home team with, yeah, home team. So, Tommy's excited by it.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
you should have
rough,
been.
though.
I know. And then, of course, Tommy's like, hey, would you mind showing me a few things? Oh, boy. And this is where it gets a little bit, this is very reminiscent of, you got me curious.
He's feeding his ego.
You remember that scene, Rocky? You got me curious. Yeah. It's very, if you listen to the innuendo here, it gets a little bit.
As long as we're down there, do you mind showing me a few things?
Sure, Tommy. I'm going to show you a lot of things.
That's what I mean. Whoa, Robert, you better leave. Okay, so here's the. I'm going to play it through without stopping, just so you get. But here is the alternate cut workers print. It's more pathetic. Poor Robert gets. It's almost too much. This is probably why they cut it out.
Mick, a long time ago, Mick says to me, he goes, if you want to be a fighter, the first thing you got to know is fighting is, what do you say, 90% in the head and 10% in the body. You know that? Hey, who's your best friend? Eric Elder. No. Your best friend is a guy named Frankie Fear. You see, fear is a fighter's best friend. Because deep down inside, fear is like this fire, okay? And if you...
It's just for our audio listeners. So what we see that you don't see the audio listener is Robert's now packing up his stuff. So Rocky's giving the same dialogue, more or less. And we see a scene of Robert packing up his stuff, getting his stuff ready to go to Paulie's.
Control.
Or Paulie's room. Paulie's apartment or Paulie's room.
No. Paulie's space, wherever that may be.
I was just going to comment on, aside from that, if that's because a lot of these work prints are much darker. This is a better take of
that's what I mean.
Scene.
Sadder.
Rocky's
sadder.
more but like even in Rocky's delivery, it's better.
Oh, I see. It's less R word. It's toned down.
It's more,
you're right. It's more subdued. More subdued. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. And it's actually an interesting cut too, because we're hearing Rocky's dialogue to Tommy, but we, the viewer, we're watching Robert's like, I guess I'm done here. I guess it's more pathetic, not in the way we say it, but it's more sad, pathetic for Robert's character.
You control it, it's going to make you hot. But if it controls you, forget about it. It's going to burn you and everything else around you like up.
So again, for audio listeners, he's got his big blanket, pillow packed up with his school books inside there. And listen to what Rocky says to his son here.
Poof, gone. Hey, kid, could you do me a favor and just leave that there for Tommy? Because, it gets a little cold down here. Come on. Will you do that?
What?
he tells his kid to put the stuff back. Tommy needs your...
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Poor Robert.
Hey, way to go, champ.
Hey, way to go, champ. That's what he says to his son as he puts it back.
Anyways, fear is what keeps you going. It keeps you from doing stupid things. It keeps you very, very smart. Keeps you awake and makes you sharp, but it's going to make you want to survive. Anyway, these are the things that was teach to me and I was going to teach to you.
Does this mean you're gonna manage me?
Absolutely, kid. You know, whole thing. You know what? I'll tell you, you got something special.
There we go. Okay.
He doesn't even say goodbye or anything to his
No.
kid, whether
That
he's
last
going
look-
a block away or upstairs.
That last look Robert gives at the end there too on the stairs is looks a kill. It was very like,
Well, this is more evidence as to the Rocky Balboa, aka 6, Robert.
yeah. Fair enough. Even though spoiler alert for those who are watching along with this film, they make amends by the end of the film, but there's some damage. Damage is done. Right. All right, let's get to it, folks. Answers to the trivia questions. Where were we? Okay, so Katie, finish the joke. Knock knock. Someone say who's there?
Who's there?
I gotta hear this. Tuna fish.
Tuna fish who?
Make sure I got the right one. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. So tell me, Kyle, what your coworker said. I'm curious.
Oh, we're doing this now? Okay, I have to look it up.
Oh,
Just give me
okay.
a minute.
That's fine. So did
It
you guys look at
doesn't follow the standard format of a knock knock joke.
Oh, is that what it
and
is?
Maybe. And do you tune a piano? I don't know anything about
Yeah,
musical
Yes,
you do
instruments.
tune a
you do.
You do?
piano.
Okay. Okay. All
Just
right.
give me a second here.
Now, but just to go what Katie's been saying this whole episode, Rocky says things weird.
Mhm.
So even if it doesn't follow the knock, that's what makes it funny to me is that he doesn't follow the rules.
Yeah,
or
good
parameters.
point.
So that's why I give that a pass. So I'm just curious. Other than the knock knock format, I like this joke. I always thought it's fun because it's so.
It's just a format error.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But I
Then
just
that's
gotta,
fine. That's Rockyisms. That's the whole
Mhm.
point. It's different because Rocky's given it. He speaks that way, but that's what makes it so ridiculous, I think. But I've always liked this joke. I don't know why I like it, but I've always liked it because the idea of tuning the fish, I don't know why. It just made such a funny image. Anyways, I've always enjoyed it.
Well, there's another reason I think you like it. Dad jokes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. Sorry. I've been a dad for so long. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is who I am. Yeah.
Dad jokes.
Okay, I got this one wrong. I'm telling you the truth.
Ah, crap.
So,
Maybe I did
yeah.
too then.
What colors, Kyle, are Tommy's robe? What did you put for the
oh
championship fight?
god, I thought it was like white with black trim.
Okay, Katie.
Blue and white.
Okay. Kyle got it right.
All right.
God damn it, Kyle. What was it?
I said blue and white too because the only thing I can remember is his jacket. So I thought maybe his jacket represented his
Oh,
boxer
shit.
colors.
And then his sweatsuit that he had on and his
Yep.
shorts originally.
Yep.
It was blue with black trim. Is that what you said, Kyle?
It's black and white.
Well, white with black trim.
Oh.
Kyle
Okay,
got it
so
right.
I looked up the conversation with my coworker. They actually
Okay.
called me to tell me why it didn't work, so I don't have the written thing.
Okay.
Oh,
For next episode, let us know. Let us know. Because we won't talk about the apartment next episode. Okay.
Oh, P.S. Ryan, it's a house.
Or whatever. Jeez. I keep calling it apartment because it's not a standalone. It's a row house. You're right. Yeah. Who gave Tommy his car? Of course, we all got that. George Washington Duke. I assume everyone said Duke, right?
Mhm. The weight one will be interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Katie, give me your number. I don't know the answer.
228.
Okay. Kyle?
235.
Oh, I went way too low.
Shit,
went
Kyle's probably right.
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
say,
Who knows?
Katie?
I said 228. I
always
had
forget
no
what
idea.
I said 190, so I'm way too low.
Oh, Jesus, right.
It's
You
at
were
least
really low.
200. I'm pretty sure it's at least 200. But you never know.
Kyle, what did you say?
235.
Katie?
228.
228. I
That's
have it written
240,
down.
242.
Oh, I was
No
gonna guess
way.
240. All right.
I was
So
going to say
Kyle's-
232, but then I was like,
Oh,
he's
boy.
not big.
Well, I'm terrible. My problem is I told you colors, weights, height. I just suck. Okay, what do you guys want from me? Okay. Last thing, of course, we all got this. Who says there ain't no heighting contest? Of course, it was Rocky.
One of my
All
favorite
right,
lines.
I think I only got 2. Oh,
Really?
3. I got the
Two.
card.
Kyle got all freaking 5 of them.
Yeah, he
I
did.
did.
So I got 3, Kyle. I got 3. Make sure you get me for 3, please.
I did. Katie,
I
you
got
got
3. 3, yeah.
I am now ahead by 3 points.
I knew
Okay,
it.
so this is actually officially the end of Rocky 5's questions. We have bonus questions, so we'll do it at the end. But this is the end of Rocky 5, so we have to tally the scores.
Is
if
Rocky
you have-
Balboa in this?
Yep, that's next.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
What- The bonus
so
questions
Rocky-
don't count towards the count.
No,
Is that what
well,
you
okay, we're just so you know, we're gonna do the bonus questions at the end of Rocky Balboa when we have
Oh,
extra.
I
Like we're
see.
just for the whole
Okay.
series.
Got it.
So
got it,
Ryan,
okay.
you got 31 for Rocky 5.
Whoa.
Katie
Okay.
got 28.
Whoa!
And
Okay,
I
wait,
got
Oh, sorry.
36.
Oh, we all
I
fall in the
lost.
same category. Oh, okay.
I lost big time.
So yeah, Rocky 5 really helped boost me. 'Cause that was
Okay,
why I
Kyle-
got behind.
So just so you guys know, as you know, he always has his judges scorecard. What that means is that each like segment is so. For example, if you got 0 out of 50, Rocky never agrees to train Tommy. Like he has little
Okay.
story
Oh,
scenarios
cute.
next.
I
So
like
we
it.
we all found the 20 to 40, right? So we fell into the 4th category. Tommy never gets back up after the first knockdown in the street fight. That's what that is. All right.
I did see a comment that Luis, he says, is there supposed to be any parallel to how Mickey mistreats Rocky in the beginning of their relationship?
Well, it's a good call.
Good question.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, everyone, that was an amazing, obviously fun, good, passionate discussions, which I like. I always like that. Yeah, I do have the tendency to ask both of my wives that I drag things out.
I just find that funny.
Of course, ask them both. I drag things out, so I apologize for that, Kyle. With that, though, Katie, this episode's over.
I didn't hear no bell.
Thanks, guys. 2 weeks. I can't believe how fast it goes. 2 weeks.
Let me just double check.
Oh, yeah.
That would
Mr.
be
Kyle, do you want to double check? 26, January 26.
Mhm.
That's
Um,
pretty fine.
It's in my
okay,
handy dandy calendar.
My work
You're
schedule
still
is-
recording, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, bye, everybody. We're doing our scheduling. All right. Bye, everybody.